Because I can almost guarantee you the same challenges that Auntie went through in her 30 years will almost be a replica of the same challenges that I've gone through in my 20. And I can bet you, you guys that are up and coming now, you will probably have the same replica of the same situation. You know what has changed? What has changed is the tolerance level is getting worse. That's the only thing that's changed. But you see, the players are still the same. Man is still man. Woman is still woman. Yes, ma'am. So because of that, when we talk about times of change, marriage hasn't changed. And apart from that, the fundamental, especially as a believer, you said something now. And I like what you said. And again, like we were saying a few days ago, or maybe yesterday when we were talking, it seems like a long time ago. I said, I know you, but when you say certain things and people hear you, they'll be thinking, how can this person say he's a believer? And he's saying, do you understand what I'm saying? And he's saying such things. But because they don't understand that you're just maturing in the faith, and they were once like you. So when you say that you would live with the person first, well, number one, you've broken the rule of God. Yeah, exactly. I'll show you. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. What do you want to live together to do? Exactly. You see? Exactly. You see, because the whole institution is the whole idea that you become one. You come together as one. You see? You know when I was saying earlier that unfortunately I wouldn't get the gentleman to speak to, that if I had the opportunity to speak to him. If I had the opportunity to speak to him, the first thing I would do is I would take him to the book of Genesis. You know, the last time me and you had a similar conversation about this thing, one of the things I said to you was, one of his key problem is the fact that he is not acting or playing the role he's supposed to play. And one of that role, I don't know whether you recollect, was the fact that I said, as a man, please, Auntie Shoke, maybe you will help me open your Bible to Genesis. Genesis maybe, I think it's in chapter 2 or chapter 3, I'm not sure. The first commandment that God gave man when he married, yeah? You will find it, I think, in Colossians, you will find it in Ephesians, I think you will even find it maybe in Galatians somewhere, and you will also find it in Genesis. The Bible says, for this reason shall a man leave his father and his mother. So who's actually leaving their parents? Exactly. When you look at the society where me and you come from most of the time, ideally, Auntie Shoke might not remember, she left a long time ago. I'm not sure about you, but I think you still go back quite, so you know a bit. Where we come from originally. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think, I said it's a while she's been back, but at least you go once in a while, don't you? At least you still went for your dad's, that's what I'm saying. If you look at that environment where me and you come from, most people when they marry, especially if they're very rich and very comfortable, where do they marry the woman into? Man's house. Man's house? Or mostly, notice my explanation, mostly when they're married and when they're rich or very comfortable from a family, where do they marry their wife into? Their parents' home. But what does the Bible say? For this reason shall a man, didn't say a woman. He will leave his father, he will leave his mother, and he will cleave unto the wife. So that means he has to go and create another patch.
Yeah, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, as a man, I can't be expectant, and as a woman, you can be expectant. Sorry.
I don't understand. When you say expectant, what does that mean?
You can't think, oh yeah, because I'm married, you're married to me now. That means you can't have your own life. Or we have to always do everything together. I don't get that.
Then, you see, I had a young lady like you a few years ago. And do you know, like you said, earlier when you said that, you don't think this chapter 3 is for you because you're not thinking of marriage in a long time. I think it's a good idea. Stick to it until God speaks otherwise to you. This young lady, many years ago, she's of the same opinion as you, the thing you're saying now, that her language is, I still need my space. She wanted to be married, but she's still saying, but I still need my space. I still need my me time. Well, the question is, look at marriage. That's the thing you need to understand. What is the biblical principle? Because when the Bible said the man, don't forget the only reason, this is the truth the women don't like to hear most of the time. The only reason I was created, do you know why? Is to be a helpmate for my husband. Otherwise, hold on. The only reason I was created was to help him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah? Okay. Now, the reason God created me is because he's saying it is no good for who? The man to be alone. Because a few days or weeks ago, I was still saying this, and one lady was saying, oh, so Auntie Funke, you are not an advocate for a man and a wife to work. I said, if the God that made you said it is no good for the man to be alone, please, are you saying God doesn't know what he's doing? Did he not know for him to now say, I know that Benga cannot be alone, so I have to create somebody like him that will be a companion and a helpmate for Benga. So when you now enter marriage, and the purpose, that's why I said, is either you're looking at the world standard of marriage or you're looking at God's principle. Because God's principle is, Femi cannot be alone, he needs a Funke. And he deliberately created me purposely to be the Funke in Femi's life. So, if God says Femi can't be alone, then why would Femi go to Saudi Arabia and work on his own for the next 6 years, 6 months, 2 years, and God says it is no good for him to be alone? Then the role and the purpose for which I was created, which is to be a helpmate and a support, who's doing that role? Hence the reason why you find so many secretaries, so many PAs, so many something, they do what? Even house girls, most house girls in Nigeria, what do they become? They become the mistress or they become the second wife. Because we fail to accept. And that's why I'm saying, when you're speaking, I can take what you're saying because Sorry? No. I'm trying to identify with something that we know. Please go.
I think you took my word expectant wrong, because from what I've seen anyway, just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I sit there and I go, okay, wife, I'm home now, cook for me. No, that's what I'm saying.
That's not what you said. No, that's not what you said. What you said is, because you are married, that doesn't mean you can't do the things you want to do.
No, you
okay.
Wrong.
Okay, so what did you say?
A lot of people see it as, oh, I'm husband, you're wife.
Yes.
My job is to sit there.
No. You were talking about you being able to do things, and like you having your life and they having their life. And that's the one I'm referring to.
Okay,
so, exactly, that's the, yeah.
Okay, let's do it that.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
I said that because before I got married, I'm sure I was happy, right? Before you married me, I'm sure you were happy. So before you tell me, oh, you're making me unhappy, I'm sure you were doing something to make yourself happy. Why don't you try that? Why,
No. You see,
I don't think it's my job to
see,
make something.
it is not. Because you were right on that principle, you're right, because that's one of the things I say when I do my marriage seminars, and people